Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Najihah binti Abdul Malik, and today I would like to present regarding my internship report. This report contains information about Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan and what I have observed during my industrial training. There are numerous key elements that have been highlighted in this report, which are students' profile, company's profile, trainings reflection, PESTEL analysis, SWOT analysis, SWOT metric, and the last one, conclusion. Now, let me explain about the student's profile. This is my updated resume that includes my background profile, my education, my experience, and my expertise. Next, let's take a look at the company's profile. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan is an administrative centre located within the largest city in the Lower Perak district. This administrative building was located at Jalan Spidi, Teluk Intan, Perak. It was upgraded from the Lower Perak District Council to the Teluk Intan Municipal Council after receiving approval from the Cabinet on 23 April 2003. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan consists of 11 departments or units, which are Jabatan Khidmat Pengurusan, Jabatan Perbendaharaan, Jabatan Penilaian dan Pengurusan Harta, Jabatan Perancang Bandar dan Lanskap, Jabatan Kejuruteraan, Jabatan Kesihatan Awam dan Perkhidmatan Perbandaran, Unit Audit Dalam, Unit Perhubungan Awam dan Perancangan Korporat, Unit Pusat Setempat, Unit Undang-Undang and Unit Penguatkuasaan. This administrative centre has 318 officers and staff, including those who serve on contract. Meanwhile, MPTI's vision is Teluk Intan towards the smart city of 2035, and their mission is implementing the smart, sustainable, resilient, dynamic urban agenda through efficient, effective, and community care governance. Next, MPTI's objective is to provide infrastructure facilities that can improve the quality of life of the community, to implement national and state development policy, to provide comprehensive municipal services to the community, to plan social and economic projects that benefit the community, and to provide a quality, dynamic, and innovative management system. So, this is the organizational structure of Jabatan Khidmat Pengurusan Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. Now, I will explain about MPTI's services. Firstly, licensing and managing commercial and hardcore premises. Every commercial premises under the supervision of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan must have a license that has been approved by us to avoid any illegal business activities. For example, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan is responsible for issuing license to traders and small hawkers in the morning and night market, Ramadan Bazaar, Aidilfitri Bazaar, and so on. Secondly, facility rental services. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan also provide facility rental services to the public, including Dewan Bandaran, Dewan Rumah Rehat, Dewan Karantina, Dewan MPTI Langkap, Arena Square, Padang Bandaran, Mini Arena Square, and many more. All the facilities can be rented by any party, and the rental process can be done at Jabatan Khidmat Pengurusan. The last one is e-services, including PBT Pay, OSC Plus 3, eHD, Hermes 2.0, and many more. The period of my industrial training program starts on 1st March 2023 until 15 August 2023, which is for 24 weeks. And I have been selected to undergo this industrial training at Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. Working hours are the same as the other government departments, which are 8 AM to 5 PM. The department that is responsible for managing my industrial training is Jabatan Khidmat Pengurusan. During my early practical time at Jabatan Khidmat Pengurusan, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan, I was assigned to perform clerical duties such as sending memos to each department or unit, photocopy document, organizing file, and so on as needed. Other than that, I was also given the task of sorting the document, kewangan lapan penyata perubahan pergerakan mengenai pendapatan seseorang pegawai, before continuing with the task of filing and documentation into their respective personnel file. In May, I was assigned by staff in this department to record incoming and outgoing letters for all applications for public facilities provided by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan in the file. All application letters received from customer and approval letters from Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan must be entered in the file according to the correct date sequence. Next, I also have a monthly task that requires data recording activities involving all types of official vehicle of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. This task needs to be done every month to ensure that the monthly data for each vehicle was recorded completely and perfectly before being entered into the official file. This task has become my monthly routine starting from the second month of my training in this organization. Finally, at the beginning of June, I was assigned to help Mr. Azrin related to the document storage file for each official vehicle of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. I need to transfer the calculated data into lampiran C4, format analisa kadar penggunaan bahan api bulanan for the 1-year period involved. After completing the documentation process of all the vehicle file involved in the auditing, I was assigned to check whether the elements required for the audit were complete or not to be marked in the form of Audit Pengurusan Kenderaan 2023. On the other part, the first intrinsic value I received during my training was professionalism. During this internship period, I believe that my understanding was increased on how to behave professionally in all aspects. Next, the team will not be able to function effectively and efficiently without teamwork. Teamwork was the key to the success of any organization, regardless of the type of job sector. Finally, the skill I gained during this training was the ability to work under pressure. I have felt the situation of working under pressure during my internship in this department, where I had to do back-to-back work to complete the documents and files involved in the audit. However, I did not get any allowance during my internship in this organization. All costs are my responsibility. Next, I will explain about PESTEL analysis of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. In terms of politics, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan still bound by government policy and needs to comply with all policies and regulations that have been set. The same goes with the provisions that will be approved by the government to local authorities through the Minister of Local Government Development. All allocation for the purpose of improving certain areas must follow the government policy that has been set. In addition, the internal political issues faced by the top management of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan had a great impact, as well as facing the challenge of navigating the organization without being led by a professional leader. The issue that arose was said to be related to the intervention of politicians in the area. In terms of the economy, consumer confidence in the tourism sector that Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan has tried to promote to foreign tourists give a positive impact. Various initiatives have been launched by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan in collaboration with various agencies to encourage tourism activities along the banks of the Sungai Perak to boost the economy in the city of Teluk Intan. For example, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan managed to get side income by promoting Teluk Intan's landmark, which is Menara Condong. In terms of social, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan took the initiative by leveraging the use of social media such as Facebook and TikTok to channel any current information and activities for public viewing, since the population of young people is higher than the older generation. Next, in terms of technological, the skill level of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan employees in adapting and practicing technology skill was at a satisfactory level. All of them managed to make the most of the technological skills in their field of work. Not only that, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan has taken the initiative in encouraging the growth of ICT by creating an ICT environment for all management levels to improve productivity and organizational performance. Lastly, the environmental factor. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan was not exception in facing pressure from certain parties, especially the local community, where the most frequent complaints received by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan are related to the management of waste disposal, which seems to have no end until today. Now, let's move to the SWOT analysis. The first strength is the effective and systematic management system of the company. For example, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan has applied several database systems including HRM6 2.0. This system was one of the portals of the Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam Malaysia to ensure that the management of civil servants was more systematic. HRM6 2.0 was equipped with several functions, but in this organization only a few functions were used, including performance management, personnel record management, compensation management, benefits and rewards, or leave management. To ensure that the HRM6 2.0 system can be accessed without any internet interruption, I suggest Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan increase the strength of the Wi-Fi connection in certain areas. This is to ensure the smoothness of logging into the system can be done quickly because the system was an online system. In addition, increased security control of personal data needs to be constantly monitored and improved to avoid any information leakage or system tampering by hackers. The second strength is good cooperation and collaboration between agencies. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan was involved in a program known as the Program Semarak Pelancongan and a casual chat session together with Yang Berhormat and other agencies was seen as one of the good strategic collaboration for the tourism sector in Teluk Intan. This kind of opportunity becomes a great space for Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan to express the views and issues brought by the tourism operators in the Hilir Perak district to other agencies to jointly find a solution through cooperation and collaboration that will be forged later. Therefore, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan needs to improve cooperation with pejabat daerah dan tanah and tourism agency to further develop the tourism sector in the Teluk Intan area for faster economic growth. Next is about the weaknesses. The first one is limited financial resources. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan was faced with a limited source of income caused by several specific factors. Big expenses had to be paid every year, but the returns received are not very encouraging to the organisation. According to the 2021 annual report, the actual expenditure recorded by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan has exceeded the amount of revenue collection in 2021. The use of income needs to be prioritized over important things first, and it will be difficult for this organisation to deal with various arising issues, including the purchase and maintenance of assets. Therefore, other alternatives need to be done by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan to increase the organisation's income. For example, planning the implementation of development that can generate returns or offering billboard rental services. Although the rental value does not reach hundreds of thousands, it can help to increase the income of a local authority organisation. The second weakness is the inefficiency of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan in dealing with the issue of tax arrears. Based on the Auditor General's report, all local authorities in Malaysia face the problem of unsatisfactory assessment tax collection and increasing tax arrears every year. This can be proven when Jabatan Perbendaharaan, which manage the assessment tax section, has to face challenges and pressure from property owners who are reluctant to pay taxes within the set period. Based on the 2021 annual report, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan recorded a decline in the achievement of assessment tax collection with only 89% in 2021 compared to 92% in 2020. According to the panel member, Datuk Rumaizi Baharin, who is the mayor of the Ipoh City Council, said that the delivery system and the way of the local authority handle services to the people need to be modified according to the current situation. The use of computers and information systems should be highlighted. Finally, the understanding and awareness of paying assessment tax among taxpayers need to be improved from time to time. Now, we move to the opportunities point. The first one is receive an annual fund from the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, KPKT. Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan also received a relatively high amount of annual funding from the Ministry of Housing and Local Government for the purpose of upgrading and maintenance project. According to the news report displayed on the official KPKT website, an allocation of 2.5 million to Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan was approved by the Minister of Local Government Development during his working visit to Teluk Intan. The total allocation that has been approved will cover upgrading and maintenance projects in certain areas such as food court, hawker center, large market, and recreational parks. Therefore, all the allocation received should be fully utilized by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan to ensure that every improvement in a certain area has a positive impact from various aspects. For example, the allocation specially approved for tourism project and farm development project at Teluk Intan needs to be used as best as possible to ensure that it can generate more income for Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. The second opportunity is potential in rebuilding tourism for the future. The development of rebuilding and promoting tourism activities on the banks of the Sungai Perak will boost the economy in the city of Teluk Intan. The tourist boat service is one of the things that attract the attention of tourists to the city and the uniqueness of the iconic building Menara Condong, Teluk Intan, which was built in 1885. It can be proven when the arrival of tourists was not only from within the country, but also involved foreign internationals such as Singapore, Australia, and so on. An initiative that Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan can do to rebuild tourism in the Teluk Intan area was to support tourism businesses to adapt and last longer. The activity of promoting tourist place needs to be actively done by both parties so that they are better known to the public. The use of high technologies such as various social media including TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram need to be fully utilized in spreading interesting posts to engage with the potential visitors. Finally, the threats that have been faced by Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan is the intervention of politicians in the organisation. This satisfaction expressed by politicians on social media with the highest level of management of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan in dealing with arising issues has become the concerns of many people, thus creating a bad perspective towards this organisation. Not only that, the intervention of politicians related to the issue has caused the leadership of the organisation to be vacated and replaced with someone else. This situation was indeed a question for many people and received opposition from the officers and staff of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan. Therefore, the time has come for the country's leadership to conduct a specific dissection or separation of the scope and limitation of the involvement of political power with the duties of civil servants. Political power should be more focused on the aspect of policy, strategy, and direction that it wants to target according to the position given. Thus, the role of politicians should be limited only to acting as arbitrators on one issue and not to interfere in micro-administrative affairs. The last threat is incompetence of the concession company in carrying out their duties. Puncak Emas Infrastructure Berhad is a concessionary company under the Perak State Local Authority, which is responsible for carrying out road maintenance works in 12 districts within the state of Perak. Same goes with Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan, where they also pay to Puncak Emas Infrastructure Berhad on the service rendered. Nevertheless, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan still receive various complaints from the local community regarding the problems with the service provided by the Puncak Emas Company. Many complaints were received by Unit Perhubungan Awam dan Perancangan Korporat related to the cleaning issues in certain areas. In addition, complaints regarding the delay in the payment of salaries to staff who are responsible for cooperation with Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan were also received by us. This problem arose on the subcontractor side when employees complained that their salary payment were blocked. One of the ways that can be implemented to overcome this problem is by considering for the termination of the contract if the work performance is not satisfactory. Not only that, Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan should take strict action against subcontractors who smuggle workers' wages for their own benefits. On the other part, this is the SWOT metric analysis, which includes SO strategy, WO strategy, ST strategy, and WT strategy. In conclusion, my industrial training at Jabatan Khidmat Pengurusan Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan has opened my eyes and taught me about real work experience. The exposure and insight into the real working environment was a new and valuable experience for me. Not only that, a SWOT analysis that covers the entire organization of Majlis Perbandaran Teluk Intan is very important because it will help the organization to identify the weaknesses and threats faced by them. Overall, I'm looking forward to any opportunity offered to work in the government sector. That's all from me. Thank you.